I want you to introduce yourself. I'll introduce myself just to your guest. You can introduce yourself to my guest. So I'll start with you. So just give us a little about you, like who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Hi guys. So my name is Erica. I have been in the online business now for close to 6 years, I believe, which is so crazy. I am a single mom of two daughters. I have two other jobs besides what I do online. And I absolutely love everything that I do. I am very passionate about living healthy. I am very passionate about our mindset. I love having extra sources of income, right? Especially as a single mom, I feel like that is so important. It gives us so much peace of mind. Um, and yeah, that's me.
Wow. Awesome. You're a busy mom, so you definitely know how to get yourself out of a funk because I'm pretty sure we have those moments. We all do. That's why we're having this conversation today. So a little bit about me. My name is Wendy De La Rosa. I'm from Castroville, California, born in the Monterey County. I live in Soledad, a little small town, if you guys know. It's really small. I also have a full-time job. I work in the dental field as a office manager, operational manager. I've also been on the online space, entrepreneur, health and wellness for probably about 5 years, 4 or 5 years. I got my certificate as a holistic health coach because I had a lot of personal issues. And so I wanted to learn more. And that's kind of got me on this journey of like just healing from within.
Yes.
So I'm super excited to share with others and help women understand that there's a better way to heal ourselves besides like just a traditional Western medicine. So also with mindset, I love mindset. I love just like really giving those tools to help you turn your life around. And so that's really exciting. So that's
Yes.
about me.
Sometimes I feel like, and I was talking about this in my stories, is that we just need to have, I feel like I'm so close. Hold on. We need to have like a different perspective where we can look through, look at things through. So it can give us like, oh, okay, I never thought about it in that way. And then, like you have an epiphany and then like it's easier for you to create the change that you need.
Yeah, like looking at the different lenses of like what else could it mean? What else is this? Like sometimes we get situations. That's why we're gonna talk about getting out of your funk because we get thrown life, we get situations that we're not expecting, and sometimes we're just in this reactive mode where we're just reacting, and then we're just feeling victimized, or we're feeling sad, or hurt, or guilt, and we can't overcome that, and we get stuck in this rut of just like making bad choices, bad habits, and then we're just a snowball effect keeps happening. So we really want to share with you guys some actionable, sorry, my finger's in the way, there's something that came up, actionable tips on how to kind of retrain yourself, recognize when you're in this kind of funk and what you can do to lift yourself out of it. We have a few little bullet points. So today, after watching this live, we're hoping that you'll be able to feel empowered and be able to reunite, your life again and just feel on fire again for your purpose, for your values, for your family, whatever is really important to you. And that's what we want to do today is empower you guys. And so we will have the questions at the end. If you guys have questions, use the little question sticker on the bottom. Good morning. Where are you guys tuning in from? Let us know. So we did our little intros, and so we're going to get right into our hot topics here, and we want to discuss it. So first and foremost, we really talked about like once you're recognizing that you're in this funk or you're just feeling like blah, like there's no purpose, you're just living life, you're just going with the flow, what would you say is some best tips or best things that you've done to kind of snap yourself out of it when you just feel like you're just in this rut of life?
So first of all, like you said, is recognizing, right? Recognizing that we're not, you know what, I'm really not feeling my best. And another thing that is super, super important is, and I feel like not a lot of people think about this, is also recognizing the thoughts that keep going through our mind because our thoughts are so, so repetitive. And a lot of the times, you guys, those thoughts are negative, right? So if you keep thinking about all the negative things, of course you're going to be feeling funky and down without having, an inspiration or excited.
Mm-hmm.
So something and it's such a simple thing to do that I personally did. And literally I did this like, the first time probably like 6 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, no wonder my life is the way that it is. So what I did is I wrote down everything that I was, all my negative thoughts that I was having. Right. And then once you write them down, you're going to have that awareness. A lot of the times, even though it's kind of weird to say, but since we're not writing them down and actually, having it in front of us, since it's so repetitive, we're not even aware of our thoughts anymore. We're just going on our day to day thinking, oh my God, I don't have any money. I'm so upset about that. Like, it's like, it becomes like a ritual in your
Yeah.
brain.
It's like
So writing,
a broken record
yes,
just playing in your brain when something happens, and you don't even realize that your little self talk is feeding you that information.
correct.
Oh,
So
so you wrote everything down.
so you write everything down on your notepad, wherever, on your phone, wherever. Just write it down. And on the other side, you're going to then turn that negative thought into something positive. So when you catch yourself um, thinking that negative thought, you're going to, because when you write it down, if you don't write it down, it's not going to work, because you have
Yeah.
to know what to say right away.
Yeah.
So when you write it down and you're gonna catch your thought, you're like, oh my God, no, this is what I'm going to say, something positive instead. And you are going to be so amazed. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I thought about this so many times today.
Yeah.
Right? So when that happens, give yourself grace. Do not be upset. You are working towards breaking a pattern. And little by little, you are going to be able to replace so much of your negative thoughts with thoughts that are actually going to serve you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
and you start feeling better. Like when our thoughts are good, our mood is good. And when our mood is good, we are more inspired. We feel better to go out and do the things that we want to do, right?
Yeah.
Um, so it's just gonna be like a little trickle effect.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That is such a good. I've never thought about it that way. I think I did it like per reaction. Like if I had one, like say I got a flat tire, I'm like all upset, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be late for work. I'm like all like making this big old deal in my head, and I'm like, okay, well, what's good about this? You know, like how can I use this and turn it around? Like, you know, at least I have a car that I can drive to work.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. So also like when you have like gratitude and appreciation, it like diffuses that other kind of emotions and negative emotions, but like just mentally and like having control over your mindset is so important. And I feel like that's when you have to ask yourself bigger questions and like, why am I getting so upset? Why am I taking this so personal? Like, what is it like that's bothering me about this person? Like, why do I feel like this? Or why did I feel like they told me like their tonality? Why did I feel like they were rude to me? What was it? And sometimes it's a self-reflection. Maybe you're having some personal issues and dealing with something that you're taking it to another level because there's more of those issues going on. That's where you have to change your mindset. And even just writing it down, like, okay, today I got really upset because somebody cut me off, or today, you know, I got really upset because this happened, or I got irritated. And when you start recognizing those little triggers throughout your day, that's when you can more dissect it and be like, okay, maybe I was hungry, I was tired, or maybe I got in a fight with my boyfriend and he, you know, I'm just
yeah,
reacting. So you start seeing why you're getting triggered, and that's where you can start changing it. And that's where like the game changes because you're really working on yourself. And I don't think these tools are like, you don't get these tools in your like regular household, and you don't get these
exactly.
tools in your school. You know, this is like you personal development, you learning. And like I learned a lot of my stuff from network marketing, like a lot of personal development, a lot of books, a lot of podcasts. So
Same.
these are things that we're sharing with you guys because we've been there where we were struggling, and we got these resources and tools and we put them to use because that's how it's going to work. You have to put it to use, right?
Right. And then also another big thing, especially if you're a parent, when you learn these things, you can teach these
Mm.
to your kids, right? So they don't have to go through the years of struggle, and they have better tools to help themselves. Like something that I do with the children, I forgot to say what I do, but I'm also a yoga teacher.
Yeah.
I'm a certified yoga teacher for young children, and something that I teach them, because obviously, you know, some kids, we deal with all kinds of different moods, right? And sometimes kids are feeling like really upset, they're really mad, they're really sad,
Mm-hmm.
and I let them know, you know, I give them a little talk, but I always give them the choice, and I tell them, you can either make the choice to join us and be happy and feel, you know, excited again, joining on the fun, or you can choose to
Oh.
keep feeling the same way and be sad. And I was like, so the choice is up to you. I would love if you would come and join us. But the choice is up, that's your choice. And 9 out of 10 times they choose to join and become happy again.
Oh, I love
So
that.
so
Yeah.
it's just, you know, we always also thinking is that we always have a choice. Am I going to choose to continue feeling these feelings that are not going to serve me, or am I
Mm-hmm.
going to choose to think of something better, elevate my feelings so then my emotion, am I going to elevate my feelings so then my actions can be elevated and then we feel better. And going back to what you had said about asking better questions, is that a lot of times, I'm going to use money as an example.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the times we're always saying, oh, I'm upset, I'm stressed because I don't have money, I can't do this, I can't do that. But if you turn it into a question, if you start asking yourself, right, when we say, I don't have money, I can't do that, like your brain is not going to give you any
Right.
ideas, right? Like if you're just at that, you're stressed out, all these emotions come in. But if you ask yourself, how can I make more money? How can I afford this? Then you are going to be surprised, but you're going to have, your brain is going to come up with so many ideas for you to then get this money, afford that. And that's how we have to, like, when you're in a situation, is to, step back, take a
Mm-hmm.
deep breath, and then ask those questions. Ask, how can I? And it just changes everything because
Yeah.
you're not just stuck. You're finding a solution.
Yeah, that's so important. It has to do with like the words that you're telling yourself, and like you said, if you're constantly feeding negativity and bad vibes, and you're just like you said, you're a victim. Like I don't have any money, I can't do anything, I'm poor, I'm broke. Yeah, you're gonna see that. It's gonna keep happening. You're gonna keep seeing that bills are gonna come in all of a sudden that you weren't expecting. You're gonna have unexpected bills. You're gonna, get in an accident where you need more money. So like you kind of put that out there. So you really have to be aware of what you're telling yourself. Like maybe I can't afford it yet, but like you said, being resourceful, like what can I do? How can I, where can I move things around? How can I make this happen? And that is so important. I love that you are already putting the foundation for the children, because I think that's so, so important. Like these children need our love. And I think as adults right now, we're in a social world where everyone's just connected on their digital phone. Nobody's really paying attention. The kids are all on their phone at dinner time. Everyone's just like in their own little worlds, and they're not really getting that those like human to human social skills. And so it does hurt when maybe your mom's having a bad mood and she's in a funk and she yells at you. As a child, you're going to take that deeper. You're going
Yeah.
to take it to the next level. And so I love that you're saying, you have the choice to either choose to be happy and come with us, and we really want you to, or you have the choice to sit there and stew in your stuff. And so I think it's really important that you did that. You gave them that choice, and they realized, you know what, I do have that choice, to choose joy, to choose happy. And I think we all do as women, we all do. I know that we put our standards so high, being a mom, working, and doing entrepreneur stuff. Like we have these standards so high for ourselves. And I want to talk about that a little bit too, because I know that's what kind of got me on this conversation, was that we raise the bar so high for us sometimes that we end up like sabotaging ourselves because we're comparing ourselves, and we're just like trying too much. Where you mentioned like really just living in the moment and embracing the change in the season that you're going through, and kind of realigning yourself. And so can you talk about that a little bit about like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was talking about this in my stories about how it's so hard for us to accept change, and everyone wants to be comfortable and have their same routine. Like for me, I was talking about it because I was going to the gym, and I was able to go to the gym 5 times a
Yeah.
week, and now I can only go two, and I was like beating up myself about it, but seasons change,
Yeah.
right? And I had to tell myself this is not a season for me to go 5 times to the gym. If I can only go 2 times, maybe three, then I will be happy and do that and stop and take the pressure away, you
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
But we all want our routine to stay the same and like just comfortable. I know this. And when it comes time to change, it's really hard for us,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
And it's hard because it's the unknown. But keeping that tension of like, I want to keep this the same, but life is wanting us to evolve and change. Like growth, evolving is part of life, And if you are going to get stuck in like, no, I don't want nothing to change, you're just going to go like in a spiral down.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I can't think of the word I want to say, but like nothing good is going to come
Yeah.
out of it. It's just
It's
like,
kind of like you're going against the grain. I mean, like
yeah,
there's paths
swimming
are
up
opening up
river.
for you. Yeah.
You're swimming up river when it's like, okay, let me
Crashing
just go
down.
with the flow.
Hmm.
Let me go with the flow. And where is this going to take me? Where am I supposed to be
Hmm.
now? And, really asking yourself, what should I be learning in this season?
I love that.
What am I going to take in this season now to use it in my next season that's going to help me be better, stronger, more successful, And then sometimes, seasons are always changing,
Yeah.
right? Every year we get a winter, every year we have summer. Like all these things, the same thing with our life. We're going to have a season where it's going to be really slow. Um, And I talk about it because it happened to me and I was like really devastated. I'm like, what? I was used to like being on the go, go, go. But I was like, okay, what am I supposed to be taking from this? What am I going to learn in the season? Let me prep now for when my busy season comes.
Yeah.
And when I had that like change in my mindset, oh my God, everything changed for me. Like I enjoyed my slow days as much, like to the fullest, going to the gym 5 times a week, you know, like
Yeah.
all those things. And then seasons changed and now I'm like working these 3 jobs. I am a single mom now, you know, like everything that I did literally changed for me in a year. Like where I live, where I work, what I do, like
Wow.
everything. Um, but when I surrendered, and I'm gonna step into the faith, when I was like, God, you know, like I trust you, and wherever it is that you want to take me, I will be happy to go there, you know. And it was really scary because I was like, well, what if he's gonna take me somewhere that I don't want to go, that I don't like, you
Yeah.
know? And I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm just so tired of trying to swim upriver, you know, like um so so many things happened when I surrendered and I trusted him and I was like, guide help guide me to where I'm supposed to
Right.
be. And then all these beautiful doors opened up.
Yeah. And I think that when you're in the moment, it's so hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's so hard. And that's why, like, if you're in a funk right now, you're in that season, is really stepping back and looking at why am I in a funk? What am I going through right now? What challenge am I having? You know, write down those negative thoughts and really work them out. Also, stop and just really feel it. Maybe you are hurting. Maybe there's something big in your life that you lost and things that happened. You were in a darker place. And it's not that you're not allowed to do that. You totally are. Take the time, but then try to, I know that when I'm in a dark spot, I want to isolate myself. I want to cry me a river. I am just like, you know, the big rain clouds over me all day long, every day, and I don't want no one talking to me. So some of the things that I like to do is really, I'll put uplifting music. I will study the word. I will look at things that I'm grateful for. I don't look back at my past. I'm like, you know, everything that happened to me for a reason. I wouldn't be where I'm at now if I didn't have my past and those hardships. And so I'm always like looking at ahead of being grateful and having the gratitude. And so, you know, just easily shifting your environment. If
Yeah.
it's maybe surrounding yourself with a community who's supportive or someone who can be a listening ear, like, you know, saying yes to the invitation when you don't really want to go, but it'll help you get out of your funk. You know, like I said, listening to a good playlist or watching a good movie that brings you laughter and joy, and like just making those small little minor tweaks and choices, that's the big
Yeah.
thing, that's going to help slowly get you out of the funk. And if it's like, maybe it's a funk of you, like, for example, not waking up to work out every morning, you're just like snoozing, you're not waking up, and you're just like, I'm in a funk. I know I need to work out. I know I will feel good if I do work out, but you just have a bad habit of not waking up. Really looking at your habits of what are you doing the night before? How are you preparing
Yeah.
yourself? You know, are you making your lunches? Are you getting the water ready? Are you getting your workout clothes? Are you going to bed early? Are you unplugging? You know, like, what are you doing? And that sometimes can be the main seed of making us in that funk, is because we're doing something that we typically don't do.
Yeah.
We're moving too fast, or we're just like
Yeah.
making bad choices, and so then you're in that funk because you're not feeling accomplished, or you're not feeling successful, or you're not feeling you're like 100%.
Yeah.
And so asking better questions and really making the decisions to choose better, I think that is really important. Staying positive and having that faith, choosing joy
And
for
I
sure.
and going back to what you had said about comparison, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like when we compare ourselves to what other people are doing, the rate that they're going, what they can accomplish in a day, all these things, like that's just going to rob us of number one, of our creativity. It's going to rob us of our happiness. It's going to rob us of our gratitude of what we do have in our moment in time, because you guys, everybody's timeline is different.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's timeline is different. Everyone's experience in life is different. So maybe they've already experienced something that you haven't yet, that has helped them be where they're at now, you know, and it's not our time yet, you know. So being very aware of like, are you, who are you looking at, you know, and are they inspiring you, or are they making you feel bad about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Um, so really just having your community, of course, because sometimes it's like, hey, I need help, you know, and if you have a community that can help you, like friends, for me, it like my community a lot is, you know, with through network marketing, because I don't have really any family here. You know, we're a very small family unit, so that's where I get my community part in,
Mm-hmm.
is through network marketing. marketing. So having someone that I can look up to that inspires me to become better, someone that inspires me to have that growth, but in a way where I'm not, um, why isn't it not happening for me like it is for them? You know what I mean? Like just in a way where it's going to inspire me to follow my own path and have my own growth without that comparison.
Right, right. I think so. Yeah, that's really important. You got to pick your circle and what you're consuming. I always say like create before you consume because for me, I create and it's like an outlet for me and I love it. Like I'm also, fully into network marketing and the communities are everyone's just really uplifting and positive. And so I love that. I thrive off of that. But I have to create first. If I don't, and then I just start consuming, I get in a funk really quick. I'm like, oh, I want to make that video, or I want to do that trend, or I'm like, I'm just in this mindset. So I already know that my love and passion is creating. So I do, like journal and I do content creation and all that. So that's really important. The comparison, I think, also opens your eyes to I think like asking the question like why do you feel
Yeah.
that way towards that person?
Yes.
Like what
Exactly.
is it that's triggering you? And if they really do trigger you, well then you can mute them or you can unfollow, like no hard feelings. But I think it's more personal, like what is it that's triggering you? And when you look at that, it could go deeper. It could go
Yeah.
deeper into you just not feeling supported by your friends or you not feeling that community or connection that they have with their family or friends. And so it's very interesting. And I think that the next thing we do want to talk about, though, this is kind of like just really looking at yourself and asking better questions because that's how you're going to open yourself up to new possibilities, new wonder, new creativeness, new fire is really like asking those questions like we talked about. Once you're in that funk, asking those questions and doing those mind shift change. But the other thing is really being passionate about what you love. Like right now in the season, if you're in a funk, it may be because you're just in like a dead end job or you're in a dead end relationship or you're just living the day to day without really doing anything that you're passionate about or that you love. And so we kind of want to share a little about that, about finding things. And so like you just mentioned that you're a yoga teacher and that is incredible because that is something I've always wanted to do. I've always thought about that too. So I'm like, oh my God, so cool. What made you make that decision? Like, what made you make that shift? Was it something like what?
I did not. That's what I'm telling you. When you surrender in the gut, in the plant, I never in my life did I ever cross my mind, I'm going to teach yoga, I'm going to become certified, I'm going to be working with kids. Never, 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 never. And that's what I tell you, the power about surrendering. When I surrendered,
Doors opened up.
so it was like maybe 2 or 3 days later after I made the decision to, that I was going to become a single mom and like move and all
Yeah.
these things. Somebody actually referred me to this job. So I didn't even apply for it.
That's perfect.
And that's what I'm telling you, like God can work in our life when we surrender. So I was referred to this job and yeah, it's been like a blessing. And through that, then I became, certified. I did the training and all that stuff. And it's been so like I can't even explain. Like it's something that I love so much.
It's
And
rewarding. It's rewarding for
super
you.
rewarding.
Yeah, because
I feel
it's
like I'm in
free.
purpose. I see the actual growth in the children. I love it because our classes are 6 weeks long. So it's like a perfect time because some kids have take a little bit longer for them to warm up, and accept the new class they're taking because a lot of the kids come in like yoga no, but then they see how much growth they can have
Yeah.
in it and how it can be fun, but it also helps them. I teach them how they can do hard
Mm-hmm.
things and they see themselves. It's like, oh my God, I was able to accomplish this thing that. And I also do where I track their progress
Okay.
so they can actually see their growth and they can know that when we try things over and over and over again, we are getting better, you
Yeah.
know?
That's
So
important. That's really important because I think that like us as adults to try something new, like you said, we want to be in our comfort zone. We don't want nobody to judge us. We just want to stay in our lane. And I think with social media, it puts a big spotlight that if you are making a risk and you're opening your own business or you're starting a new career, you put it out there and people have their opinions. And sometimes it can be like, you decide, well, I'm not in that relationship anymore, or I'm not going to do that career. You get this like lashback. And I think that to me, I've always been a firm believer, like, learn and try different things
yeah,
until whatever clicks for you. Like nobody's perfect. Like you
exactly.
gotta try it, and that's great that you're letting the kids explore those new poses and like they see their growth and maybe like one thing more than the other. Maybe they like that better than PE or something, you know,
Yes,
who knows?
exactly. And that's what I tell them. Look, I'm very proud of you guys for being in here. And this is for you, for us as adults too. I feel like um, we get to this point when we're older is that we're scared of the change because we're scared of failure,
Yeah,
right? That's what really stops us. We're thinking about all the things that can go wrong instead of focusing on all the things that can be amazing about trying something new, right? And if you're feeling like I don't know what my purpose is, or I don't know what makes me happy, then that means you need to be exploring more, going
right.
out, doing different things, and see where your passion is at, and see what you really love. And without the exploration, like
You'll
you
never
know,
know.
we'll never know.
Yeah, I think we grow up too, like you got to do this way. Like, you know, our parents are conditioning us, our society conditions us. You have to do things in the, you know, A, B, or C. If you fail, well, then, you know, you got to, like, for example, a lot of dentists, they pursue dentistry because they want to make money and they hate it. They're miserable, they're in debt, and they're just doing the grind, but they're not passionate about it. And so to me, I see that. I see a lot of different associate doctors come in and they're just like, they're drained. And it's like, that's not the kind of life I want to live. And I know that you're all about holistic living and healthy living. And I think that's where at our age and our generation, like we're looking at life in a little bit different, where it's like, yeah, we're okay with making messy action because we're going to find our true passion
Exactly.
and we're going to be living our lives to the fullest. And I think that you said you have to explore, you have to take the risk. And but the thing is about it, it's hard if you're the only person in your town or you're the only person in your house or in your school.
Yeah.
Like, how do you take that big bold action when nobody's paved the path for you? And I think that's like us, we are trying to do that for the Latina community. We really want to make sure that they're understanding that there is opportunities. You can do it. You can make changes. You are in control of being happier and making better choices. Like your past doesn't define you at all. Like it doesn't. You
Yes.
can't let it. Yeah. So really finding your passion, finding something to truly love.
And
And if you're not,
doing it
yeah,
daily, doing something that you love daily. You guys, we only have one life. Why would you go day after day after day after day after day not doing the things you love? Like, how are you gonna have that passion? How are you gonna have that joy for life
mm,
if you are just you're living? I forgot. I think this is called from Atomic Habits or something. I can't remember the book. You're living the same 150 days, calling it life or something like that. You know, that basically
yeah,
we're repeating the day every single day. We're being repetitive in our living, and we call that life, and that's not life. You know, like you need to have time where you do something that you love, and it doesn't have to be a crazy thing. Like go out and walk and enjoy your coffee outside on a walk. It can be
mm-hmm.
you reading your Bible. It can be you literally sometimes I need to sit down and do nothing for 5 minutes, hear nothing. Or actually I'll put on like my meditation music, which is like nature sounds,
Yeah,
and just do nothing for 5 minutes, like not even laying down. I'm just sitting down, and sometimes we just need that
yeah.
silence.
Especially with this world consuming, everything's going so fast. You just, you know, you're in this bubble of a rush, 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 rush. And so I think that's really, you touched home on a couple of important things. I know that like music definitely makes a difference changing your environment and you're like really, I like to do is I have a little note where I keep happy moments. Like I'll jot down happy moments and, or certain songs I have them on a playlist where they were like just really fun times, like whether it's at the lake or, you know, whatever family occasion. And I will put those on just to kind of uplift and calm yourself and just put yourself back into an alignment. So I think one thing that we need to touch on is like really finding your values, like what's most important to you during this season at this time. Like you said, you're not going to be able to juggle all the balls in the air. So right now in this season, you know, the kids are back in school, you know, working, everyone's back in working mode. So what's most important to you in the next 30, 90 days? What do you want to do in setting those goals? A lot of people don't really know how to set goals. I
Yes.
mean, we think it's like common knowledge, but it's really not. People don't have goals. Like the average normal person doesn't have goals. They just live day to day and
And
that's what life is.
if we don't have goals, something that's going to, that's another big thing, is having these big goals that are gonna, they literally push you out of your funk, because you're like, you have somewhere in mind where you're gonna go. You have direction. If there's no goals in life, we are just going wherever the wind takes us,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But if you have your goals that I want to be able to accomplish this by the end of the month, by the end of the year, you know, whatever it be, you have a direction and you have that reminder. I have somewhere that I'm working towards, you know. Going back really quickly to our previous point, something that you can, that really, really helps, and that I actually have, and it's not aesthetic at all. And I'm like, that's something that I want to do. I want to make it prettier, but whenever the time gets there, it'll get there. But for now, I just have Post-its all over my wall with like affirmations that I set, that I see, and I walk up to my wall and I read. I probably have like 15 affirmations, 20, and I read them all every day. And it just makes me so excited. And one of them, it's so crazy. It says, wherever it is that I work, I'm going to be deeply appreciated and greatly compensated. Aww. And that is literally a true statement in what the 3 things that I do now. You know, like I feel, so we just keep repeating these good things into our mind, and then more things are going to be coming into, like, more good things will come into our life.
And choosing love when doing something you love, but also choosing love. Like, that affirmation is so important because you're setting the standards, the boundaries. So when you do go into the work, or you are socializing, doing your place of work, you're feeling that already. You're already feeling that energy, momentum. And so anything that happens, it's like, okay, bless and release. You know, I am grateful for this. Like, I'm doing what I'm meant to do. And so that's so important. When I was doing my holistic health coaching, we have this wheel. I have it in front of me. I'm looking at it right here. It's a wheel, and it has probably about, I think, 7 or 8 different things. And it's about balancing your life out. And so I know that we talked about, you know, finding your passion, asking better questions when you're in a funk, but this is a really good exercise. And if you guys want it, you guys can DM me, I'll send you a picture of it. It's the different areas in our life that help balance us. So our life is like a wheel. And so if one area is popped, then obviously it's like a flat tire. And so you go around and you rate yourself. If you're out here, that means that you're doing really good, like a high 10, 100. If you're inner, that means like you're more or less like you need more work. And so what I like to do every month when I'm doing my vision board or my month planning, I will rate myself on the wheel, all these different categories. And I only pick 2 things. The 2 things that are the most lowest, that's where my energy is going to go. And usually it kind of bounces me right back. I feel like, okay, I feel good again. I'm like, you know, I'm making progress, small compound effect. I'm making progress. I'm not trying to change everything at one time in my life. I'm just slowly making daily habits to pop up that wheel so I can have a nice full wheel. So some of the things are yours. I'm going to read them to you guys. So you guys can write them down. You guys can rate yourself too, but I'll send you the picture if you want. So one is your finances. So you might not feel like your finances are up to par. So you can rate yourself finances, career, if you're being fulfilled, your education, if you're learning something, you're challenging, it could be like a hobby, your health, just your overall health, your physical activity, are you getting that movement in? And then home cooking is really important, your home environment, your relationships, your social life, just overall joy, and then your spirituality. And lastly is your creativity. So when you're filling all of those tanks, you feel great. You feel like you can serve, you're overflowing, your cup is full. And I'm not perfect. So like I said, some of my little rates are lower, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on that. I need to, you know, change things up. So
I love that, because that really gives you, again, like we were talking about earlier, that we're just going wherever the wind takes us, right? And that really gives us like a visual of like, okay, this is maybe why I'm feeling funky, you know, because this number here is so low. Let me work on that. And then, you know, like you said, you do it every month so you can check in with ourselves. I love that. I do that with, like, I started doing that with like my spending, because I'm like, where's my money going, you know?
The more you like, the more you spend.
Day by day, and it's like, no, absolutely not. But this I love because it's just all the different aspects in our life, you know?
And they're all, I mean, those are like true values. So maybe something like your spirituality might not be that important to you, but it could be your higher power. It could be your faith. It could be giving back to your community, working in your church. And so you define those values. And I know I took like a values class like in high school, but I think just knowing your values, and are you honoring them? If you're not honoring them, then that's most likely why you're in a funk, because you're not honoring your values. If you know that you getting a workout in every day or moving that body is going to feel good to you, for one, you know, the flexibility, you're not having an achy back, you're feeling good, you're making better eating choices, because when you work out, you're going to eat better. It has a ripple effect. And if you're not doing that, then you're not honoring yourself and you're not respecting your values. And so you kind of have to go back and say, okay, how am I doing this? And setting those goals, setting those intentions, those daily intentions, and building a community that's going to support you, doing challenges, helping each other to get better in those values. So yeah, I think we touched on a lot. Is there anything else that we wanted to go over, or I think we kind of
No,
went over a lot?
what if we, I just want to touch again so you guys can, if you guys are, write these down. Having like, I call it taking an inventory of your thoughts, right? Doing that little checklist, asking yourself the better questions, doing something that you love every day, being open to exploring new things. And we touched on it briefly, but just having movement in, or, like, even if it's walking, even if you can walk your children to school or go for a walk after
Yeah.
work or something, we're all tired, right?
We're
But
all tired.
we're all tired. Life is happening for all of us. But if you just move your body, and something that I want to say is that you don't have to go all like full throttle right away. Like you don't have to go out and walk for an hour. Go outside and walk for 10 minutes and just see the difference. Or go on a bike ride, whatever, just move your body some way, some form for 10 minutes and see how different you're going to feel.
Yeah. Even when like I'm in a funk and I don't want to work out, I'm like, okay, Wendy, just do it. Just do it for the 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And then usually by that time, I'm like, well, I'm ready here. I'm just gonna
I might as well do it. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
maybe that can be even your first step, is first move your body, give yourself 10 minutes, move your body, and then go into your thoughts.
Yeah.
And then, because it's just gonna help you get into like a better flow of things.
Love that. Yeah. So I hope you guys find these tips really helpful. And it had some big takeaway aha moments. Our DMs are always open to you guys, and there's just so much more that we can talk about, but we want to just touch base on this because it is a season of change right now. Some of us are making life-changing decisions, with our careers, our relationships, our health, and so it is important to know that you have the choice to choose better and choose joy and happiness. The choice is ours. We are empowered to do that. So another quick thing we want to touch on, if you're wanting to join a community, we are in a community. We're actually community. We don't live in the same town, but we're close by or close enough.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll do more of these lives for you guys. But how can they join our communities? Where can they join your community at?
So we have, I'm going to say the name of the company. We're with Olive Tree People, right? Yes. So, and it's something that aligns with both of us because we are about, the healthy living. And these products are organic, they're bioactive, made to like the highest standards. I have seen something that really, what caused me is to move into this was their internals, right? The supplements that we can take. And I was like, I need to share this with everybody. These are like crazy, like, and not even thinking like I was going to have like these crazy results with them.
Yeah.
But after I started taking it, like I had so much inflammation in my body that I was not aware of. So I was thinking like, after the fact, like if I thought this was like my normal face, my normal stomach, like all these things, normal brain fog, imagine other people, like, you know what I mean? They probably think all this is normal too. But then when you start supplementing with things that are going to help with the oxidative stress, help with their liver, I can go on forever about this, but it's just amazing. And I was like, I want to help other women and men take this too, like feel good about themselves. And as, I talked about earlier, giving someone the opportunity to have another source of income that you can do, that you don't have to go and clock in. Because I wouldn't want to go have to go clock in to a third place, because I really prioritize the time with my children. So this is a way where you can have an extra source of income. You can have that community. You can have those people that are going to help you, inspire you to grow, to reach new levels. You are going to learn new healthy habits, right? You're going to be intaking these healthy internals, using amazing skincare. And then you can be earning an income, which is like super amazing. And so if you guys have, I don't know if you want to touch more on the.
I think you hit all the great bullet points. We have our profiles. You guys, there's a lot of information on there. I think one of the things that why I joined too is because I don't know if you guys, well, some of you probably do know, I had really bad acne, gut issues. I had rosacea, and I dealt with a lot of internal body issues. So gut health has been really on my heart in the forefront. I've always been sourcing, looking for good, clean products. And, you know, in our community, we live in a agriculture environment. So we have a lot of pesticides. We have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables, but they're not, we don't have like a lot of Whole Foods. We don't have a lot of
Yeah.
organic stores here. And so it's kind of, it's been hard for me personally to source good quality produce, supplements. And so I've always been on the hunt. And when Olive Tree was pounding on my heart and I kept seeing it, I'm like, okay, God, like is this where my next move is going to be? And I love network marketing. I've been in 3 before, but this one is just feels so much different. It's just so aligned from their products, from the main ingredient, from the different lines that we have to offer. And we're going to be offering beauty. And so that is
Very
like a
soon,
big,
I know.
yeah, very soon. That is a huge, huge like part. I love makeup. I love beauty. So I'm really excited for that. But I think overall, my pull was to gut health and healing from the inside. I realized through all of my struggles and all of my doctor appointments that I wasn't going to be able to keep putting a band-aid approach on my symptoms, and that's how the Western culture does it. And so I went to like holistic healing, holistic health. And so Olive Tree People is all about that. It's all natural. It's from this, you know, tree that's been around for ages, like decades, or I don't even know, like it's been centuries. And so I can really stand by that. And so I'm so passionate. And I think that one of our passions is really to help other women either build that extra source of income without having to leave your house. So you can, you know, build it online in the nooks and crannies of, you know, your full-time job or your children, and also using great products. And that's one of the things too. So the products actually work, right?
Oh my God. It's like insane. Like you guys asked me to send you a picture, and it's like I literally look like I'm 10 years younger.
Yeah.
And I've only been on the products for a couple months. It's not like I've been on this for like a year, 2 years.
Amazing.
The way that like your skin just gets so firm, the inflammation, um, just everything. Like the skin texture, the dark spots, you don't wake up to like a puffy face, puffy eyes, like
yeah.
Oh my God, it's just, I mean, I feel like we have to do another live just
We
talking
should
about
probably
this.
do another one all about Oliveda and Olive Tree People, because I mean, what we have to offer is a unique opportunity. It's groundbreaking right now, and this is like definitely a waterless movement. And so we should have another one about that and all the healing, you know, not healing, but all of the different transformations that it's helped us with. But yeah, as in mindset, as in staying motivated and just getting yourself feeling that energy again. The community definitely has that, and that's one thing that I've always loved was the community, the online space, everything they pour into us, all the different, you know, mentors and leaders. And so, yeah.
And me and Wendy, you guys also, we really want to grow our community here, like in person.
Yes.
What we love is that we can grow it online, you know, and that's amazing because we get to connect with women all over the world. But it's really, really special when you build a community in person because we can do so many things together. And that just gives a different spark in your life. Like that for me, at least for me, like when I do things in a community with our team and, you know, just even if we're just getting together for like just being girls together, you know, like that just gives you a whole new like light in your life.
It does. And I'm all about getting the girls together and having those social events. I love doing that too. So yeah, we're open to that. If you guys are interested, we can have a glow workshop. We can definitely collaborate together. We can do events. We can do pop-ups. We're open. We got to figure it out on our schedule, but we're open to that. We're definitely showing people in person, and then we can also like stream and show people. But we're here in the Monterey County area, so we're looking at Greenfield, Soledad, King City, Gonzales, Salinas, Monterey. We even go Gilroy, Hollister. I don't know where else. I think that's probably it. Seaside, Marina, all here in the Monterey County Peninsula. So we're local girls, and we're probably the only ones that we know of that are here, right?
Yeah. So you guys, this is like we get to be. I just like threw.
calm down.
We get to be the roots of this growth because we have only been in the US for a year. So we get to be the roots of this beautiful tree and all the branches that are going to branch out from this. Yes. Okay. And like Wendy had mentioned, like waterless is becoming a movement, and what the ingredient that we bring to the table, no one else has. Like this is so unique. Again, organic, bioactive. So if you are wanting to be in a place where there's like so much room for growth, if you want to be part of those roots, this is definitely the time. And again, embracing the change, right? You're like, oh my God, but I'm so used to doing something else. Girl, embrace the change and do this with us because we are so excited.
Yeah, and we have some amazing mentors, doctors, estheticians that are with us, as well as hairstylists, massage therapists, everyone in different industries. So it's something that is, it's a big movement right now. So yeah, get with us, connect with us, and we can get you guys registered and hooked up, and you guys can jump on one of our opportunity calls. We have them every Thursday. But yeah, we would love to support you and help you any way we can. All right, so how can they connect with you? What is your handle? I know it's you
So
have.
my Instagram is super simple. It's Erika_25. And that's I don't really use my TikTok as much, so I'll just share my Instagram because this is where I'm most active.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm on all social medias. You can find me at Wendy E. Delarosa. I'm everywhere. So yeah, you can find me there. And my main thing is Instagram too, but I'm kind of venturing out to TikTok. I'm going for the change. We're going for the spice over there, so we'll see what happens.
Sounds
All right. Well, it's so nice chatting with you,
good.
and thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Okay.